Gravekeeper Albert Hatcher is the only one who saw how my body left the cemetery. And whatever it was broke his sanity. Questioning a madman might not be easy, but it's the only lead you have.
One that's unfortunately leading us to Arkham Asylum, the original one, not knockoff in Gotham City. Hello again, everyone. This is Pony Josiah 13, and welcome back to Arkham Horror Mother's Embrace. We are on our way to question a madman, as Professor Tilling has declared. So we've got 3 investigators to check off: William, Roland, and Agatha. The smart thing to do would be to leave William behind so he can get some rest and recover from that trauma. But there's an achievement for using your starting investigator for every scenario, and I want to try to go for that. So, plus he's in deep enough anyway, so I'm going to have Agatha take the lead this time, and William's going to come along. Roland's revolver is ruined by now. I don't like games that use things like that. Use stuff like that where things break down over time. We'll give... Agatha can have some bandages and that medical book. Stun or take the book of stun. We'll hang on to that. Alright, here we go. Oh, there is a map.
To this poor fellow Albert Hatcher. What did he see to make him lose his mind utterly? Surely losing a corpse he had buried is a black mark on his record. But something much worse must have happened. You must question the man at Arkham Asylum. That place has a sinister reputation. The longer he remains there, the less chance his mind will ever recover. Mental disease is the worst fate I can imagine. Thankfully, it isn't infectious. Is it?
I don't know.
I can't imagine a gloomier place than this asylum.
Let's ask someone where to find this gravekeeper, Albert Hatcher.
You know, and I thought you'd have known him. On a billboard, a map of the asylum indicates a men's wing to the right, a woman's to the left. Each floor comprises a different ward. Isolation on the first, recreation on the second, then floors for varying severity of illnesses. At the top are the doctor's offices, and in the basement a boiler room. A note on the map indicates the boiler is out of order. There's a bloody cold in here.
Here's a map of the asylum. Let's see where everything is.
First floor, isolation ward. Second floor, recreation. The floors above are divided by different types of illness. The doctor's offices are at the top.
Look at this note taped to the basement. There's a broken boiler down there.
Thank you for reviewing all that. just gonna turn the volume down a little bit. So it doesn't drown out my voices. Let's see what this poor man is going right about. Frightened guard. Guard babbles something about the recent climber. Most of what he says makes no sense. Just catch something on a gunshot or a broken window. Another ruined revolver, but might as well take it. The file cabinet doesn't appear locked. The door won't. Must be jammed. Bullets. A number of file folders lie on the table. Perhaps what you seek is one of them. Inside one folder under note reading: update A. Hatcher's file indicating his transfer to the isolation ward. M. In another, you find a telegram dated yesterday. Heard of your patient Hatcher. Stop. We are studying recent infectious outbreak in New Orleans. Stop. Hatcher shows similar symptoms. Stop. Request you transfer Hatcher to us.
It seems Albert Hatcher has been moved to the isolation ward.
He was moved because of violent behavior. Perhaps it's best he remains in the asylum.
Don't forget this telegram. According to the sender, others have shown symptoms like his.
We should investigate. This problem goes beyond a single mad gravekeeper.
You remember what you said about infectiousness, Tillingist? Article in the Arkham Asylum. Black Magic in Arkham by Rex Murphy. Local woman Mrs. R claims her neighbor uses a voodoo in disputes over cat's use of a flower bed as its litter box. Soon after the argument over a common parcel of land between their houses reached a window rattling crescendo, according to witnesses, the neighbor in question threatened to buy a voodoo doll to secure his revenge. Soon after, Mrs. R reported experiencing piercing back pain, preventing her from working in the flower garden she had planted between the houses. While some might dismiss the malady as the result of gardening labor or a coincidence, this reporter, having seen pin-like marks on Mrs. R's back, believes there is more than meets the eye to this breaking story. Rest assured, the advertiser will follow the story wherever it leads. Reads like a magazine rag, grocery checkout aisle. Shards of glass litter full of fresh blood. Here's someone shot through the doors. Here's a bookcase in near tidy. Arkham Asylum has separate wings and the men and women. This door leads to the women's wing. I'll find Albert in there.
Something's wrong here. It feels like my ears want to pop.
You're right. I felt pressure in my head since we walked in the door.
Patient's file reads: name, O'Banion Danny. Arrested during speakeasy raid. Despite witness identification, denied being Danny O'Banion. Initial assessment determined the patient believed he was telling the truth. Note, assigned to isolation ward since a gang leader could unduly influence other inmates. That seems rather fishy. What's in here? Some more bandages. Can't carry. Looks like this bag has in there, so here goes nothing.
What's wrong with these inmates?
They all seem so savage. Look at their faces.
They're acting like wild animals.
Be careful what you say. That one heard you. I don't think he liked what you said.
They all heard you. The audience has turned on us.
Alright, well. Now pull it together, man. Ooh, 2 for 1. Perfect. Ouch. Invisible tentacles thus twine your limbs, slowing you whenever you're in mortal peril. Move distance lowered in combat until the end of the fight. Alright, back up. Fall back. Can't reach the other guy. Here's patch her up. And nice of you to think that. Punch you. Grab some coffee. Shoot you.
What's all this clamor? Did you attack that patient?
We were just defending ourselves. They attacked us.
They weren't acting normal. I mean, they were all acting the same kind of abnormal. Almost like they weren't in control of their actions.
While perhaps too simple for medical use, your diagnosis seems correct. I must concur. This is not the sort of behavior we've come to expect from these patients.
Are you one of the asylum doctors?
My name is Carolyn Fern. While I have admitting privileges, no, I am not on staff.
What's going on here?
I know little more than you. When I arrived to see Dr. Mintz, I noticed a strange pattern of behavior among the inmates. At first they appeared timid, but soon even the meekest among them grew agitated, aggressive. The center of the activity is in the isolation ward. Speaking of which, what are you doing here?
We're friends of Professor Wilhelmina Tillinghast, whose body was stolen the night Albert Hatcher had his breakdown. We want to ask Hatcher a few questions.
I doubt he'll be coherent, but perhaps I can help. Besides, I want to understand the cause of this disturbance among the patients. Just promise me you'll be gentle with them.
We could certainly use your help, and there's safety in numbers.
Let us hope that this new addition to your group will help discover what happened to the Gravekeeper, as well as to these poor, unfortunate souls in the asylum.
The ones in pain and in need. New investigator, Dr. Carolyn Fern, the psychologist. Dr. Carolyn Fern came to Arkham Asylum to examine an unusual patient, even in her short time. I met the asylum, and she has distinguished herself for a novel method of studying dreams through hypnosis. The rumor mill suggests that she has an ulterior motive for visiting Arkham, something to do with a former patient who died under unusual circumstances while in her care. Whatever the reason for her initial visit, she remains in Arkham out of concern for her patients. Special ability, group therapy. Carolyn increases the probability of the group's weapon striking the enemy with a condition. Average in melee range, weak at magic. Normally, Carolyn's backstory is that she's a pioneer in using hypnosis to study in dreams using curing patients. She was treating a patient called Malachi, who came to her with some severe trauma after a transfer from Arkham Asylum. And then he was found murdered using a dagger that he described perfectly in his dreams. So she came to Arkham Asylum to try to find some answers. List of the enemies we've got here. Alright. Need to find the Gravekeeper before this madness spreads to all of us. Okay, Carolyn comes with some bandages. I'll give her the so many supplies in the steel cabinets that only careful search can determine whether there's something of interest inside. Some cigarettes. I don't know what they're doing. Well, how about a smoke? I realize it's the 1920s and they didn't know about lung cancer back then, but still. Steel garbage bin filled with a nasty conglomeration of medical and office waste. You shudder to imagine the damn globs you might find among crumpled paper and other rubbish if you were searching. They were rewarded with a crumpled sheet of paper. Unfolding into read, I saw where they keep that damn thing, such a little device. All they need to do is point it at us and we have to calm down. They keep it in the safe in the doctor's office. That's interesting to know. Possibly a weapon. Table. Littered with bloody gauze and pools of unidentifiable bodily fluids, this operating table will give a health inspector a heart attack. Among his dirty operating tools scattered across the surface, he finds something useful. Some might call it quackery, but others swear by the cure-all Radithor. This is basically, yeah, this was when people didn't really understand how bad radiation was for you, so, this was basically this. So, basically it was radioactive fluid. I better patch Agatha that. There we go. Plate and cutlery lie in the windowsill. Tableau forming a wistful scene. Whoever dined here must have gained long on the outside. Something seems wrong with this picture. A piece of paper glued to the bottom of the plate reads 1-12. What's in here? The note reads, the orderlies confiscated another journal from patient O'Banion. Let me emphasize this patient should not be permitted access to writing material. His writing only reinforces the delusion caused by his identity disorder. Should you find him writing again, have him transferred to my room downstairs. Dr. Mintz. Oh, that's not good.
So much blood! This man is beyond help. What could have savaged him so?
What was that noise? It came from down the hall.
Over there.
That can't be good. Door to the isolation ward cells is locked. Locked. Patient is dead. The lamp itself can't possibly be the source of so much blood. The trail leads down to the other end of the corridor, from which you hear a terrible noise. Isolation ward cells locked. Broken bed. Something is bent in the iron bed frame as if it were clay. Whatever did this is stronger than it could be. I'll be a Agatha for this. There's probably a fight down that way, so I'm gonna back up and see if there's any clues down this way. This looks like a doctor's office. Like so many old tomes, this one has a lock securing its pages. Little implied mechanics is all it takes to open the container and see what's inside. There. Here's a bookcase and tidy. Let's use that. Pocket watch, go! Close, safe, classic 3 no dialogue. We don't know the combination yet. Journal reads, patient remains insisted he is not Danny O'Banion despite witness and police identification. His manner and personality do seem at odds with the reputation of the notorious gang. sometimes almost believe it. The note reads, a young man visited to inquire about his missing father, Shane O'Brien. His description matches that of the patient O'Banion. Surely this was a feeble ruse by one of the O'Banion gang to effect the release of their leader. If this young man returns, call Chief Nichols at once. There's probably more clues to that safe hanging around here somewhere. This looks like a library. A scuffle, empty jar. Wooden chest. It isn't locked, but it feels James shot. Need you smoke, Agatha? That's better. Take the opportunity to tickle the ivories. You come across a dead key. Lifting the lid to inspect the hammer is strange to make it a surprising discovery. Now, who put that in there? Someone left a game of memory on the table. Although it's unfinished, you can tell by the arrangement of cards the player was winning. Let's hope for recovery. The control of phonograph skips constantly over the same one track. The repetitive sound could drive one mad. Good thing you're already in an asylum. Inside the chest, you find a doctor's lab coat. It seems a strange place to leave one. Is there a doctor among the patients, or vice versa? Either possibility is troubling. Are there any other objects of interest around here? There's one on that. Bookcase in need of tidying. Finding an especially interesting book among the others. Book of Fleshboard. More important than the Radafor. I feel a little more prepared now. No, actually. Good thing William hasn't stabbed himself in the hands yet. An infirmary, a bed stands in the corridor of the patient's room. Soiled and tattered, it appears uncomfortable. Note patient file. Reached patient age from patch would be transferred to isolation ward due to violent behavior. The patient complains of stomach ache, although his injuries to his abdominal region appear to be healing well. Bloodstained scalpels. That was another filthy interest. Bring instruments cover this operating table. Search again might reveal the line. Just hope you don't cut yourself and get an infection. Epinephrine. Two shots. Note from the cabinet. Albert Hatcher moved to Arkham in 1916. Neighbors and colleagues described him as friendly, although he remained single and childless. He's unaffiliated with any church or social organization. Occasionally invites and friends to play poker at the cemetery when his duties allow. Initial assessment is of a healthy mind and body before the incident. His breakdown could not have been predicted.
What on earth is that thing? It can't be real.
That's probably the most convincing reading of that line I've heard from this game.
What is this strange creature? Some sort of natural mutation. Studying it could reveal heretofore unknown truths about the... but perhaps now is not the time.
No, it isn't.
It looks impossible, but part of it is, or was, human.
50 health. This is bad. Oops. That wasn't supposed to happen. Bonk. See if this does anything. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Immune to stun. Back up. Force it to waste action points in strength. Better reach them. Blind it. new side of this. Finish him off, Agatha.
I can hardly believe we beat that thing.
Me too.
Its skin is hard as steel.
I can barely stand to look at it. It makes me feel like I'm going mad.
She said extremely calmly.
Be careful. I'm afraid that thing might still be alive.
There must be some clue about where it came from in the asylum. Maybe we can find a way to get rid of it.
Wait, do you hear that? Someone is sobbing in a nearby room. There, the operating room. We should see who it is.
Humanoid creature with one of his tentacles growing, his torso twitches as on the floor. The monster smashed the oaken desk to splinters. Shudder to imagine what such strength might do to a human body. I'll take that right off for it. Reload. From the Arkham Gazette. Body vanishes, Gravekeeper mad by Gerard White. Body of Professor Wilhelmina Tillinghast, late of Arkham University, has disappeared from its plot. Local police found Gravekeeper Albert Hatcher in a deranged state at the site. Mr. Hatcher responded to inquiries only with cries of black goat and unintelligible gibberish. Concern from the Gravekeeper's mental state caused authorities to transport him to Arkham Asylum under the care of Dr. Mintz. The care, sure. Eyes wide, the doctor stares at music, reeling as his spotter while trying to hide. His lip trembles and he cowers away. Here, take it, he says. It's for the isolation ward. Affixed to the key is cardboard tag reading cells. This could come in handy if you want to get inside a cell, or if you need to get out of it. Clutter litters atop his cabinet, but the door's unlocked. Little implied mechanics is all it takes. Works. Note on the table reads, keep all cell lights extinguished until the boiler is repaired. Corridor lights must remain on in case of emergency. Tell any patient who clings to the dark that the situation is temporary. Notice that. Row of pill bottles line the shelf. One is marked dosage, 1 tablet daily to soothe anxiety. Consider taking one yourself. A wise idea. Operating table. Filthy bandages, not using those. Surgical instruments crusted with blood and other organic matter crowd this disgusting thick. Old but still sharp meat cutter. getting irritating. So let's get out of here. Oh no. Whack him. Oops. Ballroom. No. Sanity check. Finish that one. Quick, back up. Oh, poor Carolyn. You son of a bitch. Oh, critical hit. Well, at least it hit someone else that time. Alright, well, let him have it. Well, cabinet is locked shut. Lucky rabbit's foot. Various papers scattered across this doctor's desk. There's no obvious rhyme or reason for the order. Among the disorganized papers, find a file Albert Hatcher. 5th February 1926. Patient A. Hatcher admitted to asylum. Initial assessment determines he is to be placed in psychosis ward. 6th February 1926. Patient proves increasingly violent. Orderly struggle to control him. Patient transferred to isolation cell until behavior improves. 7th February 1926. Upon routine inspection, cell discovered in disarray, patient not immediately visible. He attacked from hiding, and he had undergone some radical physical transformation. I can hardly bring myself to write these words. Such a thing should be medically impossible, but I saw it with my own eyes. I withdrew it at once, leaving the orderlies to secure the poor Mr. Hatcher. And yet I can still feel it. I can hear the sound, know the signal, the call. Patients, orderlies, doctors, we are all the same. We must heed the call.
These notes indicate the creature is actually Albert Hatcher, the gravekeeper. How is that possible?
I've never even read of a disease that could cause such a radical physical transformation.
Was there contamination? Or is this a natural process in the creature's life cycle?
I guess we won't be getting any answers from the gravekeeper.
Sadly not. Nothing in there. My turn. Among the documents is a journal with an accompanying note indicating the book was confiscated in rotational banning. Inside you read, "They have the wrong man, but I can't think straight long enough to convince them of it. I woke in a jail cell. The police addressed me as Danny O'Banion, but that's not my name. Eventually they turned me over to a doctor here to the Madhouse. They tell me I've got something called identity disorder. They think I've created a false personality to protect myself. The nurses act like I'm lying, but I swear I'm not. How long are they going to keep me here?" Patient sits stricken in the panel, staring at something crouched on the floor behind. You're expecting something more terrifying. Your nerves afraid from being this assignment. I mean, I'd be scared of those bandages too. They were that disgusting. Warning, boilers are set to low power due to a pressure malfunction. Please refrain from using excessive heat and electricity, including but not limited to steam baths, electroshock therapy, and cell lights.
What's that noise behind us?
It sounds like the creature. Is it following us? Is it hunting us?
Fascinating. It is intelligent enough to stalk prey.
I wouldn't call that fascinating, Professor. More like concerning. No point in using the book stun, it's immune to it. Close in. To let it come to us. Good hit! She can't reach it from here. Just punch it, I guess. Just glad that didn't break your hand. Move distance lowered in combat until the end of the fight. This is not the time, Dr. Byrne! Focusing on target is so hard you can barely keep your hands steady. Chance of getting a critical hit in combat is like back up a bit. Oh shoot. I should have backed into the right Good hit. That won't keep it down forever. Alright. What's that? More of them. Possessed guard. Lost the spell. There goes. Festus in British too. I'm not sure therapy is the best option for this doctor. All investigators must pass 2 sanity checks. Body at rest. Let's hope he remain at rest. Perfect. No, it's not useful at all. This corpse is that of a woman. Did she sneak in for a visit? Or did the doctor simply not notice that she was a woman? Perfect. $34.2. What's up with you? I've accepted my fate. In Arkham Asylum, death comes before any cure. But His eyes go wild as he pulls at his hair. My only regret is that my recipe, my life's work, shall die with me. No one is proven worthy of it. Shall die with me. Yes, you are worthy. 2 parts of the clear rum, 1 part dry vermouth, and a dash of orange liquor. A hiccup escapes him. His mouth nears a tinted bar before Prohibition. He giggles before mumbling to himself and leaving you oddly thirsty. Like I said, there's a recipe hidden in every single scenario. The nape of your neck tingles and all the fine hairs in your arms as you see the esoteric symbols covering the walls and the floor. They're written in blood, and when you do not understand the language, the words look familiar somehow.
Is this a patient's room? What happened to this place?
Nothing human could have caused so much damage. It must have been the creature.
Just look at what it did. No orderlies could hope to restrain it.
A person made this writing. Did the creature drag him away? If not,
This symbol on the floor looks familiar.
It's the same symbol we saw in the professor's office.
What a curious development.
if a patient told me this, I would suspect he was delusional. Albert Hatcher, the gravekeeper, has transformed into this abomination?
I can't believe that monster used to be human.
Science is full of phenomena that appear miraculous, even to trained scientists. This is something new, something worthy of study. Once circumstances become less life-endangering, naturally.
It's hard to believe, but the creature did look like a human being that had been taken over by, I don't know, some kind of controlling parasite.
I'm beginning to suspect that creature is the source of the mental disturbance among the patients. I myself can feel a pressure in my mind. If we stay here too long, I fear it might take over our actions also.
Our weapons were useless against the thing. Even all the asylum staff haven't been able to repel the creature.
It's too bad we don't have a dozen rifles, and a dozen soldiers to fire them.
That broken boiler makes a lot of noise. Maybe we could start it up to lure the creature into a trap.
There must be something down there we can use as an explosive. Perhaps some fuel.
You can't honestly think you have a chance against that beast. The most prudent course is to flee this place at once. Let others deal with that fascinating specimen.
We can't just leave the inmates and staff at the mercy of the monster. What if it got out? All of Arkham would be at risk.
The stairs to the boiler room are near the entrance.
Minimalist. All of the things you carry are weighing you down. I wish you could just get rid of them. Medium chance of breaking an item in your inventory. I'm going to swap these so that she doesn't lose. too bad. And then we can't just leave. That would be the smart thing to do, really. That was Will. Scared me for a second. Okay. 1, 12, 34, 2. Aha! Cult government. Ron would be very happy with that. That took a couple tries, but now that we've got that, I feel a little more prepared to deal with that monster. Time to head back to the boiler.
There must be something in this boiler room we can use against that creature.
Search everywhere.
This is madness, I tell you.
Oil canister.
Here's an oil canister. We could set the monster on fire.
Dangerous, but it could work.
Let's use it to create a trap, and then use the boiler to lure the creature into the room.
Keep looking. I see something interesting on the whole pile that's just over reach. That pipe. Force that open. Good, more bullets. get rid of that. Alright. I think we're ready. The floor of the boiler room seems like a good place to set the trap. One tile on the floor, you set the scene for an inferno. Now the left boiler.
It's back! That thing!
It won't give up. We better finish it.
Here it comes. I only brought buddies. Two possessed doctors. No, let it come to us. Great. Thankfully, their healing isn't nearly as effective as ours. have anything to say about it, contact me from the other side. I doubt you'll have anything nice to say about it. Something's missing. Some bullets are stolen. Everyone else is gone. You're all alone. How can you possibly survive? Low chance of standing your last one last standing in combat. That's that. Just to think that your skin is as tough as steel. Punching in the face sure seemed to do it some good. Right. You managed to stay sane. Mostly.
While I remain dubious that it will help, feel free to visit the herd of Algidi in New Orleans. If you do, please convey my regards. No doubt you will find them every bit as delightful as I do.
I'm sure we will. But that's going to have to wait for another time. I'm going to end this episode here, while we consider our next move. So, thank you all for watching, I hope that you enjoyed, and we're looking forward to the next one. Farewell.